Mine doesn't.
We're live.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, Sue. And hi, everybody
Hello.
here online. Ah,
We're here.
we, yeah, actually, to share, we went live at 12, supposedly. And then we had all this kind of great conversations about bodies, about voices, about business, about creating, choosing. And then we were like, oh, we're still not live.
I know. That's
Ah,
called creation. Fun,
it's
creation.
great. Like, yeah.
I love that.
Whatever we
Okay.
often made creation mean, right? So it's about the
Yeah.
doing and stuff, actually not acknowledging like through
Yeah.
conversation, what are you creating in your life, in
Yeah.
the universe,
Yeah.
that's changing things.
Totally. And for me, like have us doing this live this morning, I was so excited because we were supposed to do it like the other day, but both of us were just like boom, 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 boom. And then it's like this morning, we're here and like we've just spoken about, right voice for you class. We spoke about many things, but right voice for you. And this was what the live was going to be about or whatever, but we're just tapping into the energy of whatever is, popping. But right voice for you is a class that we are going to be having in Ireland on the 29th of January
In Cork.
with Yazo in Cork and online. So it's
Yes.
available to everyone around the world. Talk to me about Right Voice for You, because I just intrigued by this class. Talk
Well,
to me.
I love
Tell
how
me.
you already started like this life, right? Well, we were just tapping into the energy and following it. And if there's one gift in this right voice for you classes, is that it opens up that space where you actually allow yourself to be in a creation, move on a stage, be in your family, be in your relationships, and actually speak to the energy, speak to whatever is going on. And we've learned so much to actually judge and to prepare and to be perfect in any kind of situation, like, even with our bodies or how we show up in the world, so that it's almost like we create like this cardboard like things that we put in front of us, like, this is me, like, now I'm a mother, now I'm a teacher, oh, I'm a medical doctor. And we create kind of these images of who we are. And it's not bad to actually have those cardboards, to use them, to have those roles and to totally use them as a license, as a passport to get anywhere and you have to be to actually create change in the universe. But one of the things I've seen myself do a lot, and also a lot of people that I facilitated and that come to these classes, is that we lock ourselves up in those roles and we stop to see what we're actually capable of.
So we become them.
We kind of become them, like we and it's like almost this pretense of becoming something, because everyone around you will actually see that that's not everything you are. But then you pretend it so much that you basically drive people to and it's like a very interesting place, because a lot of these roles are actually created when we were on decisions when we were 4 or 5 year old, right? You get like into
Yeah.
a classroom and people look at you because you're different, and then you decide like, oh, I'm never going to be different enough, I'm going to spend my whole life, my legacy will be about fitting into this reality. And so we stop being
Wow.
aware of what we're aware of, we stop being so different, we stop being smart, we stop, like, and it's
Yeah.
like, it's what can show up when you actually see this, let go of it, move beyond all the stories that you have of who you are, who you're not, who you can possibly be, who you'll never be. There is like a totally different universe that starts showing up, and also totally different things that will be available in your business, in your relationships, with your children, your husband or your wife, in sex. It's like a totally different paradigm that we're talking about.
I love that because what I just got to, that energy that you just spoke to was very much the mystery of receiving, because when you actually step out of the roles, you become undefined, you step out of the definitions. You don't, like, I've often heard myself speak to my children as we're talking about right voice for you, and I have to clear my voice about 5 times. I've also heard sometimes when I speak to my children, I'm like, oh my God, who am I being? And or my older girl would say, Mom, you're speaking like Nana.
I love it.
And it's like,
Kids,
oh,
kids will
thank
often
you.
be aware. They will be aware of like, you're not being you. And they like, I've seen a lot of kids just not like being willing to listen because it's actually a lie we're putting up. Like, be it as a teacher or
Yeah,
be it as a mom or a dad. It's just like, they're just putting up
yeah.
this big lie. And now you're asking them to actually like do something for you or be something for you. And they're like, but like, no, this isn't working because there is something not congruent. And how would it be actually to be congruent with who you are in any situation?
Wow. I love that as well, because like even for when you talk about who you are in any situation, no matter what shows up, and like you're willing to actually like whatever you require to say or speak is being present with the energy of what that is in that moment, and not how you were shown how to handle that situation or how to be in relationship or how to be as a mom, and it's like, or even like I remember like growing up and my father was a famous singer, right? And I was told from a very young age I had a voice and I should be a singer.
Wow.
So only up until like recently that I actually really asked myself the question, is that what you're choosing, Sue? Is that what you'd like to actually? And I was like, no.
Well,
I was
can I
like,
say
wow,
something to
okay.
that?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
the funny part is that there will often be like, it will be like an awareness, but then there will be these judgments and conclusions around it, right? Because it might have started with an awareness like, wow, what can you create with your voice? What are you capable with your voice? But then, since that's often such a discussion that lays beyond this reality, kind of like, what are you capable of? It becomes this whole weird thing where we have like these reasons and justifications where it already is like, oh, your dad is a famous singer, and oh, you apparently have a beautiful voice as well. Now, what does that mean? Rather than, hey, Sue, what are you capable of with your body, with your voice? And is there any chance maybe that you've also been choosing like one of your parents or both of your parents because they could contribute to your being that in the world?
yeah.
And
Wow,
so it
thank
becomes
you.
about this exploration of like, wow, what am I capable of? And very often there will be like this kind of, and I'm not saying it's for you, but like this positions where either like when somebody else does it, like you're part of a family that has that, or what sometimes also
Yeah,
happens with brothers and sisters is that if you have like an older brother or sister that's either smart or that's a singer or that's musical or whatever they are, that position is taken, and so you can never actually step into finding out whatever you have because it's always scaled against someone or something else. And there's these weird places where we constantly like try to fit in, contract, diminish ourselves rather than all be like, so what are you capable of? And when you're stepping into that, what can I now choose?
that's so amazing. I love that. I had a friend of mine that was with me yesterday, and she's got 3 sisters, and she was able to describe every role of them in the family. And you've just highlighted something because I just got to see where she said the third girl in the family, she's just like, yeah, whatever. She always leaves the house, her mom's house, and she's like, yeah, I'm just going to leave now. I don't need to stay here. I'm just like, I don't need to take my cup up or clean up after me. I just leave. And everybody has seen her as the get up and go girl, the girl that just leaves whenever she wants to leave. But my friend, being the oldest, hasn't allowed herself to ever have that in her world because her other sister already does that.
Yep. And this is, it's
It's
funny to
so
also see
amazing.
when you start, when you like, how consciousness heals everything and changes everything. And it's not about not choosing that anymore. It's more about seeing like, wow, where do we lock ourselves up in like, I'm the first one, I'm the third one, I'm the sister, I'm the mother, I'm the sister, I'm the doctor. In all these things where we now start to make a lot of definitions, we get a lot of projections, expectations, judgments from other people also, from who we should be, who we shouldn't be, what we can do in that role, what we cannot do. And we make all of that real rather than being like, wow, this is part of the game. Okay, good. So we got all these things. I'm aware of all those things. Now, what choice do I have available? If I would truly have my
Wow.
voice, and like, what if your voice was not what you have defined yourself to be? what if having your voice would actually allow you to be aware of all those expectations, all those projections, all these roles you've been taking on, and see like how you can finally start to use all of that to your advantage and to create something bigger for everyone, including yourself.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And I love when you're talking about like what you've decided that your voice is, and what you've decided that is the right thing that your voice should speak. Because I even know if I'm speaking that energy of what I think is the right thing, my voice will change and it becomes more compressed, and it becomes hard work. I start to lose my voice now. I mean, it just like will croak in the middle of when I'm speaking, and I'm like, oh, okay. So it actually, my body shows me, and it leads me to a question of, who am I being right now? Am I being me? Am I trying to be right here? Because I've got to fight to be right. So that fight shows up on my voice, right? And then what I love about this is that this class is the 29th of January, right? And then anything you've locked into your body that is, points of views, judgments, even like, maybe some illnesses or something like that. There's a 3-day body class the following weekend in Ireland as well, right?
Yeah.
And in the middle of that, there's an X-Men intro in the middle of that week. So it's a whole week of coming to play. Yeah. And even if somebody wants to take the Right Voice for You online and then come to Ireland and do the 3-day body class, because you do require to have your body in the class for a 3-day body class. Yeah. Hence it's called 3-day body. And like, then you get to come and play in Ireland. And I love that because, I've so many people that, are putting messages and posts, from any body classes that are showing up in the world. People are like, oh, I so wish I was there. So now there's an invitation to come to Ireland, and it's like, come, we would love to have you here. Yeah.
And I think I love having conversations with you, honey. So I think we're just like, let's have some more conversations. We'll pop in here or somewhere else to talk about bodies very soon. And maybe one of the things I just want to give a tool, if you're watching this now or later, like how, Sue, you were talking about your voice and how things show up in your voice, or like start not showing up with your voice. What if you've been somebody who has had a lot of stuff going on with your voice or your body, you can really start asking, so what is my body aware of? What am I aware of? Because a lot of what causes voices to stop speaking, to not work, is based on an awareness that we're actually not acknowledging. And our bodies are so aware. And most people I've met that lost their voice, lost their words, it was actually not them losing their voice, losing their words. It was them being aware of what could be received.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, thank you. I totally get that. And
I'm so sorry, but I need to move on to another life. So I'm so grateful. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, love. Thank you. And thank you everybody for being here, and whether you're watching now or later on. And I'm going to pop the links in for all of the classes in the I can't remember, what's that word?
The thread.
The comments, in the comments. And yeah, and I'm going to talk to you really soon, and see you later.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.